I'm Madison Mary and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a brand new weekly reading vlog for you. So I'm very excited this week. Really? Did you have to jump up here right now, bro? I'm really excited for this week because I've got some really sick books that I'm like ready to read. I'm currently on my lunch break. I only have like another 10 minutes, but it's fine. I'm gonna try and get through this quickly. So we have Bombshell by MacLean. This is her newest historical romance. It's a brand new series from her. It's the ɪḻsᴛᴏᴜ, and I'm very, very excited for this one. Then we have A Dance with the Frey Prince, which is the second book in the Married to Magic series by Elise Kova. It's like a mixture of like YA new adult fantasy romance. I'm very excited for this one. And then we have How We Fall Apart by Zhao. This is One of Us is Lying meets Crazy Rich Asians, which I 100% agree with. The main character, Jenny, she is first generation. Her parents, immigrated there. They wanted to have a good life. And then she kind of like got a scholarship to this very elite boarding school, like the best of the best here in New York City. She kind of like fell into this like very popular crowd because her mum is the housekeeper of like the most popular girl in school. So they connected via that. But then what ends up happening is that really popular girl, like the head of this school, the girl that everyone is like terrified of because she will literally ruin you. Anyone who gets in this girl's way, her name is Jamie. If you get in her way, she will take you down. Like this girl, the things that she does in this book, oh my God. You see it in the flashbacks because when the book starts off, she's dead. She died. And so the other 4 friends are now like suspects in her death, and they're like, someone had to kill her, and everyone has their own secrets and they're slowly being revealed. The only issue I'm having is like, I feel like I'm almost halfway and I literally have no idea who's doing this. I don't know who's like, revealing everyone's secrets. I don't know who found out about all these secrets. I hope it's not gonna go the same route that One of Us is Lying went and the way that that plot twist happened, which was really cool when that was done, but I hope it's not the same in this, and I really doubt it will be the same. But then I'm not sure like who the damn killer was, because like we're not getting enough, and I kind of want, like, we're not really investigating enough yet. We've just, we alternate between present day and then flashbacks to like everything that's been happening within the last couple of years. But I feel like we're about to get to the point where everyone's secrets are about to be revealed. And then I don't know how they're gonna deal with that. So I don't know, I'm intrigued, I'm excited, and I'll keep you guys updated. Yeah, that's it, I'm gonna go. That was my little intro, and yeah. Hey, Madison, you're probably wondering, why are you sitting on the floor? Well, hey, my head is literally killing me right now, but I just had to film a TikTok because Sophie Lark just sent me books. I'm dying. Okay, so I just unboxed them on TikTok because like, duh, I had to do it there. Okay. But she sent me, I'm dying. I'm literally dying of excitement. The entire Brutal Birthrights series. I've only read book 1 so far. I almost read the next one last week, but I ran out of time with like everything else that I was reading. And then also the spin-off series, which is the Kingmaker Chronicles. I don't think I've seen prettier books in my entire life. Like, I would sell my soul for these books, like, so quickly. Like, I know that I've mentioned these books before to you guys because like, I did my Mafia Romance vlog and blah, blah, blah. And also like this book is literally on my TBR for this month. But the Brutal Birthright series starts with Brittle Prince. And this is hate to love, enemies to lovers, Irish mob x Italian mafia romance set in Chicago. Ida, our main character, she sets fire to Callum's library, and so they're then forced to be in an arranged marriage because bad blood starts like beginning between the two of them, and they're like, we can't have an all-out mafia war, so you guys are just gonna marry instead. And then she literally almost kills him on their wedding night. I would date this man. Do you see this man? I would date him in a heartbeat. If he rocked up anywhere, I'd be like, damn, hello. I give you everything. I would like to marry you right now. But honestly, like, that's like all the men on the covers of these books are like sexy AF, and they're just so beautiful. I'm just so into like this whole like neon vibe going on here. And like the last book just came out recently. It's called The Spy. And that's the reason why I read Snow last week, was because he makes a reappearance in this book. So like all 3 of her series like end up intertwining in this very last one. And apparently it's supposed to be like a huge clusterfuck. And I'm like, so here for it. I'm so here for it. I need to actually like rearrange all my shelves now to like fit these books on it somewhere. But I'm so excited. She like left me a note in this one which says, what would Ida do? Which is so cute. And then in Stolen Heir, she left like the sweetest message in the entire world. And I'm so glad it's in this one because this is like everyone's favorite book out of everything. This is like their favorite one. And it's Captive, Beauty and the Beast. But it says, for Madison, you bring so much humor and animation to TikTok. I just love you, Sophie Lark. Oh my god, I might have a headache, I might be slightly dying, but I'm happy. I'm so happy. Okay, we'll see how much I get done. I have faith in myself, and we shall see. Hello, so, I don't even know what I am right now. I feel like my emotions these last like 2 weeks have literally been all over the shop. And then I just finished, hang on, this book. And it's fine. Did not see that plot twist. That was weird. But like at the same time, like there was not enough backstory built into it that it was ever, I don't know. It ended up being kind of average, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, I can't speak to the representation, but there was a lot of talk in this about the pressures of, you know, coming from immigrant parents and the pressures of, you know, everything that you face, and also just like the pressures of certain school systems and how, you know, teachers and school systems and, you know, the government and parents can put so much pressure on children that they end up just, you know, crumbling under it all. They end up taking desperate measures to fit this perfect mold that everyone wants them to fit in. And I love that message in this. Just the idea of, you know, toxic friendships and toxic relationships is very prominent in this. Like, it was a good story. It wasn't a great thriller. If this was just a regular, like, kind of dark academia book, would have been fine. But because this is being pitched as like a thriller, as like One of Us is Lying vibes, it didn't have that same suspense. The plot twist was not good. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I mean, if you are someone who also isn't too familiar with YA thrillers, I think you'll also really enjoy that book. I just, 2 years ago, I went through a phase. So they are something I am very well versed in. So I tend to be a little bit more critical of them than other people. So take my rating of this book with a grain of salt. Yes. Okay, goodbye. Hello. So it's after work on Thursday. Didn't update yesterday because I'm not doing that great at the moment. And I don't know, it's been a little weird. So last night I tried to, you know, just turn off all social media and I just read. So for an update, I did read 50% of A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. This is about this girl who kind of has like a Cinderella-esque story, you know. Her dad remarried with the stepmother, and the stepmother is like freaking awful to her, makes her basically be a servant to everyone. And so they are now running out of money because the stepmom spends it all. And so they are selling off our main character, whose name is Katria. They're selling her off to a lord so that they can get money for her through like the dowry and stuff. And so when this begins, her hand has just been sold to this random man named Lord Fenwood, and she gets there and there's like 3 rules at this house, at this estate that she gets to. She doesn't see anyone else working there. There's just like the one butler, and the butler says there are 3 rules. The first rule is that you cannot go out back. You cannot leave the estate through the back entrance. You cannot go into the woods. You can only stay in the estate and go out to the front courtyard. The second rule is that at nighttime, once nightfall occurs, you cannot leave your wing. You must stay in your wing no matter what you hear. And the third rule is that you can actually never look at your husband. You can never look at him in the eye. You can't see him. You cannot look at him. And so at first she's like, okay, fine, I get that. Like, I'll agree to this. Like, it's a better life than I was living beforehand. But she starts hearing weird things in the night. She kind of starts, you know, wanting to look around. She starts getting a bit lonely until one night she just gets too curious and she ends up witnessing this ritual going on. And she ends up learning that, you know, he is a fae, and she ends up accidentally getting in the middle of the ritual and ends up accidentally getting imbued with this power that she's not supposed to have. So they now have to take her to the fae world to find a way to reverse the ritual. And so it's really interesting. It's a really cool concept. It's a really fun world. Like all the fae have like either wings or like horns or like really long nails and like stuff like that. So that's really cool. Like it's definitely like an interesting, like this is a very traditional look at the fae, with the whole idea of like bargains, and if you ask for something and you get something in return, like you have to be careful with the way that you word things and stuff like that. And you know, the whole idea of like food tastes different in the fae world and stuff. So really enjoying it. It's very atmospheric. It's a bit slow. We'll see how the later half of this goes. I really don't know who we can trust in this book. Like there's just so many people. And the problem with being in the Fae lands is like you can't trust anyone. You can't trust anyone. But it is supposed to be an ɪṛsᴛᴏᴜᴜ retelling. I also did get a present in the mail yesterday, but like I said, I wasn't in the mood to film. But I did get ɪṛsᴛᴏᴜᴜᴜ by Stacey Reed, and this was sent to me from Amanda, the Naughty Librarian, and she said this is a smutty Count of Monte Cristo, but historical romance. And so I'm very, very excited for that. I adore Amanda, and it was really nice getting this in mail because, like I said, was not having it, and an ambulance is coming past, so let's just wait for that to go. But yeah, so I wasn't really going to talk about it, but Lisa from Remarkably Lisa just posted a video 2 days ago talking about trying to go viral on TikTok and her experience with that, and she had this little segment on there about mental health when it oh my god, when it comes to TikTok. And like I know that I mentioned in like last week's vlog, oh my god, I was not expecting this to happen so quickly. I thought I'd actually be able to like talk to you guys first. And it seems like so stupid at the same time. There's like a lot of pressure when it comes to TikTok, especially when you grow to a certain level. And you know, you have videos that are constantly performing at a certain rate. Like, you know, your videos are constantly getting like 30 to like 100k views. Like that's just the range that you're used to. And then what ended up happening was like last week I got a community guidelines violation for one of my videos that I posted because they were like, there's nudity and sexual content in this, and I was like, no there's not, and I tried to appeal it because apparently the nudity in my video was this book cover of Crow by Zavarelli, and I was like, how can this be nudity and sexual content when there are literally men posting thirst traps that literally look like this all over the app? So that happened, and then like ever since then my videos have been getting like way less views. Like they barely even reach like 10k views, and like I know that sounds like, wow, 10k, like that's awesome, but like it's just to me it's not, because it's not like my standard, it's not like the reputation, like the kind of thing that I've built for myself and like what I expect from my content. So it's just been like really difficult because like I want to be doing well, and it's like an app I really do enjoy the content I'm creating, and it's really disheartening when you spend all this time and effort into making videos and they just don't do well. So it's just been a little bit frustrating, and so like it's just something like I'm constantly worrying about, and like I have a lot of anxiety, like I'm always coming up with like new ideas and stuff, and it's like the problem is like I'm also like super busy with work and stuff, and like there's just like, it's like work is becoming like more and more like prominent, and like I said, like I work until like 6:30 at night, so I don't really have a lot of time after like, you know, work to be doing stuff like with reading all these books for like my channel here, and like reading all these books, you know, to review for like publishers, and I just think like I've just taken on like a lot, and like I'm really worried because I start back up grad school in September, and so I have to start writing my thesis, which is like a 24-page thesis, and I just don't know how I'm gonna handle everything. But like, and I know like a lot of people will say, oh, like cut back on like the YouTube and the TikTok, but like the thing is like I can't, like I like they mean so much to me, like it's such an important thing that like I don't want to ever like have to give it up, and like that'll just like, and so like yeah, that's just kind of what I've been going through a little bit these last couple, like probably last 2 weeks. It's just been like kind of a culmination of everything, and then with like the recent videos getting like such shit views, it's just like really taken a toll on my mental health. And so, but like I figured like I should be real with you guys on here. Like I really wasn't sure if I should, but like I was talking to Lisa and she was like, you know, like it's fine, like talk about it. And so I hope that you guys don't think this is stupid, because like I feel like when I like complain about things like this, like people are like well, at least you still have like a bunch of followers and stuff. And I'm like, but that's not like the point. Like people see, like, it's funny because like even I see like people who are bigger than me, like people who have like 400k and stuff. And like, I just wonder like if this is sometimes like how I feel. Like, do they feel the same way? Like, are they doing this fine? Like, do they have any problems? Like, that they feel like, do they have this same kind of anxiety and worry about videos not performing? Or like, I don't know. I feel actually a lot better. I feel a lot better because like I haven't cried about this yet. This is my first time like crying about this whole situation that's gone down, and like it's actually quite nice to kind of get it out there. Like, I knew I probably did need to have a cry, but like I really didn't want to, just because I was like, that's gonna be so time consuming. Oh my god, I've literally been sitting here for 13 minutes. Oh my stars. Well, you know, that's fine. Anyway, so, oh no. I hope I like open people's eyes a little bit to this app. Also, if you don't follow me on there, please do. I mostly talk about manga and romance novels, so I know a lot of people like to follow me on here for fantasy, but I don't really do fantasy on my TikTok. Yeah, I really love you guys, so, you know, this channel means a lot to me. Like, no matter what in the entire world, like, my booktube channel will always be staying, just because, like, it's like my way of chronologizing like the things I go through in my life and just like my experiences and stuff. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. But I did treat myself today. I know I mentioned last week's vlog how much I loved Corinne Michael's Arrowwood Brothers books. So today I got really upset and I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna buy the book for myself because I deserve it. So I did buy that, even though I'm trying to save money, but I really wanted it, so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. Hello. Okay, so wow, it looks really dark out because apparently we're supposed to begin like a huge storm tomorrow, so you can definitely tell it's coming in because it's only like 7 something at night. So how am I doing today? I'm doing better. Still not great, but I do think crying yesterday made me feel a lot better. I've kind of like come to a bit of a almost like a numbness to it all, but it's just kind of like I've been so dejected over it for a while now that it's kind of like gotten to the point where I'm just like, I got like 75% through A Deal with the Elf King, so I've only got like a quarter of the book left. It's definitely improving. I did enjoy what I did just read. I just still think that like my standpoint is the fact that I don't care for the romance. I love this world. I love our characters. I love, especially our main character, Katria. I love her progression over this novel and her development, especially to do with like the fact of her realizing, you know, that the abuse that she experienced under her stepmother and stepsister was not correct. You know, she was never really taught to accept her self-worth, and, you know, her journey with that has just been so beautiful in this book. That this is a journey of recovery for this girl, and like, I was not expecting that to be in this book, and I freaking love that aspect of it. But the romance is just like meh, and I guess it's just because like I just don't vibe with the guy, like Lord Fenwood. What's his actual name? I forget what his actual name is, but the Fae Prince, like I just don't vibe with him like overall as a character. We just haven't gotten to know him well enough, so he's just a bit surface level, which is a little bit sad, because he's just power hungry, bro. He's power hungry, and apparently he loves her, but he's just power hungry, and it's just annoying. So I did just get a package in the mail from Sophie Lark, and you saw in the beginning of this vlog, wow, this vlog has been all over the shop emotions wise, because I was so stoked when I got those in that clip, and then the next one was me just being depressed. But I have something in here, I don't know what it is. Oh my god. Me and my fucking dumbass. There was a book missing from that series. Man, this is probably the hottest dude on all the Brittle Birthright covers. But I'm so excited. This one says that he literally saw this girl being put into the trunk of a car. And I'm like, hello, yes, let's do that. I love it. So very excited. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go make myself some dinner, finish that book tonight, and then probably start Bombshell. Okay, goodbye. Yeah, so wanted to come on here because I did finish A Dance with the Fairy Prince. I finished it this morning because last night I fell asleep at 10:30. I fell asleep. I cried a little bit again last night. And I was just so drained and exhausted. I just passed out at 10:30 and woke up today at like 8:30. Nuts. I haven't gone to bed that early in probably, I want to say like 6 weeks. I am giving like a 3.5, 4 stars. I just think that it was very predictable. Like I knew where it was going to go in the end, and I'm actually like, it was quite frustrating that it took so damn long for everyone to realize like this one thing. I was like, this is so obvious. This definitely is new adult. There is a steamy scene, kind of a few steamy scenes in this, nothing like detailed, but it does get like hot and heavy, like heavier in the sex scene than you would see in like a YA. And then I did start Bombshell. I'm not very far into it. Where the hell's my Kindle? I could be reading this physically, but since I'm lying in bed and on my side, it's just easier to read it on my Kindle. But in Bombshell by Sarah MacLean, which is a historical romance, it's set in like the 1830s, 1838. I'm 12% in. But our main character, her name is Cecily, and everyone calls her Sexily. And she is just like known as like a huge scandal around town. All of her sisters are all known as being like really rambunctious, like not proper ladies. Like they are the scandalous sisters, the S's. And it's hilarious. All the rest of her sisters are married, so they're not going to be the other people that we're following this series. The other people we're going to be following in this series is Cecily and her 3 friends. All 4 of them are a group of women who meet in secret to take down bad men. So men who are bad to their wives, men who are bad to their children, men who are just like shitty people, they will take them down. And I freaking love that. And each of them has like a specific role that they play. So the main woman is the Duchess, and she's very high in society. She was widowed, but everyone still like really looks forward to all her parties. She has a lot of wealth and power. She knows a lot of information and secrets, and that's kind of like her. She's at the head of the network. She brought all the women together. Then you have Cecily, who of course is very scandalous. Everyone still wants her to come to their parties because she is extremely wealthy. The reason why she's great for this group of women is that she can disappear and like go into the gardens and do certain things and like not have to always be in the room, and people like won't bat an eye when she disappears because they're like, oh, it's Cecily, like of course she's disappearing to go do something scandalous, but she's really not. And then you have Imogen, and she's just like a complete mess. Everyone's like, wow, this woman is just like, she cannot keep her shit together. They like really judge her for that. She's like always tripping over stuff, always making messes, but she is like a chemist. She can make like drugs and explosions and things like that. Like it is crazy. Like she'll make like these concoctions of things that'll like knock a guy out for like 17 minutes exactly. And then the last person is Adelaide, and she's like a complete wallflower with like everyone just kind of overlooks her, but because they overlook her, she's the thief and she like sees everything. I'm so excited for all of them. Oh my god, like I'm in love with this. This is so much fun. We have only like kind of barely gone to see the guy that she's like going to end up with. The guy is an American businessman, and he is in business with her older brother, and he's like always admired Cecily, but like never really wanted to act upon it. And Cecily really, like, she's like, he's the one man that like I've never been able to turn his eye towards me, and so she's like kind of like bitter towards him. And so it's gonna be their romance, and I'm so excited because like it's gonna be like this mutual pining thing going on, and I love mutual pining. But I just love Cecily, like the way that she talks about herself, and like, you know, she's so confident in like her sexuality and like, you know, being like this beautiful woman. She's like, I don't care if I walk around and men are like, damn, she's hot, because I'm like, yeah, damn, I am hot, so why not flaunt my hotness? And I'm like, yes. And I just like, oh, it's been great so far. I love like some of the conversations that they've been having, because like this is during the time, you know, like I said, the fashion changes, and so women have just begun wearing like huge bonnets, and Cecily is like to this one woman who's like wearing this bonnet, she turns to the Duchess and she goes, it looks like that bonnet is literally giving birth to her. And I'm like, bruh. She has such a foul mouth. It is hilarious. So I'm really excited to keep on going with this. It's definitely like brought my mood up. Historicals always do that. Historicals always make me feel better about myself. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay. Mwah. Goodbye. Okay, so I just wanted to come on again real quickly because, oh my god, it has the trope of like having to look after someone when they get hurt. And that was like my favorite thing in historical romances. When that happens, I was just like, oh, I'm just like always so giddy about it, and it's so exciting. But like, I really love this one a lot. Like, I didn't say it before, but like, he's like a total grump and she's like such a sunshine. So if you do love grump and sunshine, that is also what this book is. Yes, there's also like a little bit of a mystery that is like running throughout this too, which I'm really excited to see how this goes. So yeah, that's it. Goodbye. I finished Bombshell last night. 5 out of 5 stars. Freaking loved it. You know, you have explosions, dead corpses, you get kick-ass women with knives like underneath their dresses, women wearing trousers under their dresses. Like, this is like such a kick-ass one. Like, I freaking loved it. I love the whole grumpy sunshine trope. I loved our 2 couples together. I also want to say that if you enjoyed the 4th Wallflowers book, It Happened One Autumn, if you like the kind of thing like between our 2 characters there, you'll definitely love this one, because the whole idea of like the guy is like keeping a secret from his past, and that's the reason why he's like, oh, I can't be with you. That is something that's in this book, which I do actually enjoy, and I think that the way it was done in this one was really well, and it was like kind of cool. I actually appreciated it more. I appreciated more this one than the one that was done in It Happened One Autumn. I like how this one was handled better. In this book, they do mention the bastards, the bare knuckle bastards, and so I was like, shit, I want to read those books. So last night I went on eBay and I bought the 3 books. There's only 3 books in that series of the Bare Knuckle Bastards by Sarah MacLean, and I got them for $15 on eBay, so super stoked for that. Last night after I finished Bombshell, I was like, okay, I'm gonna read something else. So I stayed up until 2 in the morning reading Stolen Heir by Sophie Lark. This is the 2nd book in the Brutal Birthrights series, which I showed you guys at the beginning of the week. Oh my god, this one is definitely not for the faint of heart. It's probably the darkest kind of romance I've read so far. And not even just from like the violence of it, but just like the setup of our couple is like one of the darkest that I've read. So we are following Miko, and he is from the Polish Bratva. And so we saw a bit of them in the 1st book, and so you do need to read these all in order, I personally think, just to kind of get a little bit of backstory to why the Polish Bratva is so against the Irish mob and the Italian mafia, and like the whole like kind of tension, the reason why Miko decides to kidnap Nessa Griffin. This is a captive romance. It has Beauty and the Beast in it, a little bit of Stockholm Syndrome. She's like this very innocent, naive like child, because like she's been kept kind of, her family wanted to keep her pure and pristine from like their inner working, so she never really understood how everything worked. She was never taught to defend herself, and she's kind of like now a little bit pissed at that. She's actually a super smart person. Like, she can memorize things like no one else. Like, the reason why she's such a good ballet dancer, she's a ballerina, is because like she could just memorize things once she sees them. So she's actually really catching on to the Polish language. Like, in this house, like she's teaching herself Polish by literally reading 1 book in English and 1 book in Polish and like comparing the 2. It's really cool to like see this like depth to her. But I'm also like loving it because Miko, he's like starting to fall for her, and like he's been shut off since like, oh shit, huge trigger though. The very opening scene of this book does include suicide. So do know that. I was very shocked by that. I had no idea that was going to be this going into it. It wasn't like too triggering for me, but I feel like if I'd known that going in that this was going to be in the book, I would have been better prepared for it. I'm curious to see. So I'm like 70% in. I got 70% in last night. It's only a 30% of the book left. And I'm curious to see like how this is going to go, because like, I don't know how they're going to get a happily ever after, guys. I literally have no clue. How are they going to get a happy? He kidnapped her. Her family hates him. How the fuck are they going to get a happily ever after? I literally have no clue where this is going to go. I have no idea. I'm super excited, but I literally am like, what the fuck? Like, how is this going to go well? Yeah, I will catch you guys up once I have finished the book. Okay, so I just finished, well, I didn't just finish, I finished it a couple hours ago. I finished Stolen Heir. Really actually loved it. I'm actually not sure what I'm rating it. I think it might be a 4.5. It like, I'm so surprised by like how much that ending like really vibed with me, and like how our characters progress. Like, I ended up really loving their romance, and I've never read anything like this before. Like, I wasn't sure if like the whole like captive aspect of it was like gonna really weird me out. And what I think I really enjoyed about this one is how that it dealt with the whole conversation of, you know, sitting there and actually thinking, you know, yes, you've been in this awful situation. Do you actually love this person? Do you love this person outside of the little bubble that you were in? Like, is this Stockholm Syndrome? Is it not? And like, her having to come to terms with that. And I really love that it looked at that as like an alternate aspect and like putting some time in between all those events and not just like rushing into everything. I think that it showed it in like a bit more of like a healthier light. Like, yeah, this is a dark romance, but it does kind of show that, you know, there are like these healthier aspects to this relationship that they have. And I just really loved it because like he does, like the whole point of this journey for him is the fact that like he was so closed off and like he like lost all feelings and emotions when his sister died, and like him now like learning to like actually feel again, like having emotions and stuff like that, like how they knew like these tiny little things about one another, and like the development of Nessa. But I'm actually at the end of this book is a sneak peek for Nero's book, and I'm so excited for that. So excited for that. Fun fact, Nero is actually the word black in Italian. I know that because my cousins have a cat and they called her Nera because that's like the female version of black in Italian. So when I read Nero, I was like, ah, it's hilarious. That actually reminds me, I'm gonna say something really quickly. There's a huge pet peeve of mine. I've seen everyone read the Danielle Laurie Mafia romance series, and the main character in that, her name's Elena, but everyone in America calls her Elena. And I just want to reiterate, if you're Italian, the name is not Elena. The name is not Elena. If you are Italian, the name is Elena. And it irks me to no extent that people mispronounce it. Yeah, I'm gonna end the vlog here. I'm sure this was like one hell of a long vlog. My emotions have been all over this place, like in this vlog. It has been like almost an entire week now since I've been shadow banned, and just kind of the emotions that have gone through that. So I did just post TikTok tonight. I'm kind of starting to see a bit more traction over the last 24 hours on my account. So I'm wondering if maybe the shadow ban only lasted a week for me, but I have no clue. I just want to point out like how much I freaking love Lisa, and also Sophie Lark as an author. Like, I talked to her about this as well, and like just like speaking to the two of them about it just like meant the world to me, and like the way that they were like talking to me about it and like how unfair things are. Like I'm gonna cry again. It meant a lot to me, and I really appreciate the two of them more than they'll ever know. So please check out Sophie Lark as an author, and then check out Lisa for all her different channels, because I really do appreciate the two of them. So yeah. Didn't mean to get emotional like at the end. Anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please hit that button down below. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, thanks a bunch everyone. Bye bye. Oh crap, I did a load of laundry and I forgot to wash my towel that was on my bike. Mother flipper. Ugh, okay, bye.